Hi, this is Mark Rosen from WCCO TV, and it's my pleasure to introduce my good friend Ron Henderson, the Fitness King, presenting Motivation, one word to help change your life.
Welcome to Motivation. I'm Ron Henderson, aka the Fitness King. With me on today's show is the lovely and talented Melissa Newkirk. Welcome to Motivation. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well. Folks at home, have you ever had that time when you thought about maybe starting a business or starting just some type of a new career, but you didn't know where to start? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, because Melissa Newkirk is a consultant and a coach, and we're going to talk about that. But before we do that, we're going to do what we always do on Motivation. I'm going to get up close and personal with you, Melissa. So, can you tell my viewers just one thing about yourself that most people know that you're lovely, but come on, one thing about yourself that most people don't know?
I have 4 granddaughters and a grandson and 6 children.
Wow, and most people don't know that.
No.
All right, that seems easy. Give me another one.
Let's see, this is the 11th state I've lived in.
Okay.
I've traveled a ton and enjoyed people all around the world.
Mm-hmm. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in New York, Texas, Alabama,
Okay.
New Mexico, and California.
Okay, so is that where your accent comes from?
I
All those
do.
places?
I do have a southern accent when I get a little frustrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you go to school for, like, let's say, counseling or coaching, any of that stuff when you were in high school or college?
In high school, I took some psychology classes, and I took I was in a club where my last year of high school, went to school for 3 hours and then went to work.
Okay.
So, and I worked in different doctors' offices and even a plastic surgeon's office,
Okay.
which was fascinating.
Mm-hmm. So that got your feet kind of like wet, so to speak, for this?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
And what was it, before we actually get into your business, what was it that actually kind of drew you to that field?
I believe that everybody needs an advocate.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a lot of people in our lives, but they're all like separate.
Mm-hmm.
And we need somebody to manage or give us some mindset for managing how we do life. Instead of letting we just go through life every day, have some purpose.
Right. And you thought this way when you were younger?
Yes.
Wow.
I read a lot.
Folks, I think I'm a motivated. She's ahead of me.
I read a lot. Norman Vincent Peale.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And some of those
Sure.
old books that,
Oh, yeah.
my grandparents had around. I just picked them up, and it really helped change the way I thought about doing life. And it made a huge difference.
Right. So I would assume reading those books were far better than people who are reading Vincent Price books, right?
Exactly. I read some of those too.
The horror stuff,
Yeah.
okay? So that kind of drew you, all that stuff. You probably, Zig Ziglar, all those
Yes.
folks
Yeah.
from the past.
Yes.
Okay, so you decided that you wanted to go in this kind of field, right? How long ago was it before you actually started your own business?
I was 22 when my husband graduated from chiropractic college.
Okay.
And we started a chiropractic office in Chicago.
Okay.
And that's where I found my love of being able to take care of people
Really?
and help them, on the path to
Okay.
standing up for themselves and wanting better for themselves.
Okay,
Being
so you were how old
purposeful.
again?
I'm not, 20, I think
25 at the
20, yeah, I think 22 was when we started the journey, and then 25 was when he graduated.
Okay.
And
so 10 years ago.
yes.
See, folks, that's how I get the great guest to come on the show.
That's
see?
right.
That's how, see? Yeah.
So that just led me down taking care of people, helping people take care of themselves.
Okay. And is your husband still in that field now?
He passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we ended up selling the chiropractic office, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I moved to Minnesota and began a lifestyle management company.
Okay.
So
can you explain, how did that start? Let's go there first. How did the
Okay.
lifestyle company start? Because a lot of my viewers, motivation is about motivating people to take that next step in their life. That's why people watch the show.
Well, I think coming to Minnesota, I'd never lived at Chicago. I'd always lived in big cities, and
Okay.
the Twin Cities were beautiful, but I knew no one. What was I going to do?
Right.
So my now husband was in a Bible study with a man whose son needed a personal assistant. So I began working with him because he traveled a lot, and I began working with him to manage plane reservations, take care of his house, all those things.
So you started small.
Yes.
Yeah, don't
One
despise
client.
the small stuff. Remember that?
One client.
Don't
One
despise the small things. Okay.
One client. And then as his life grew, I started taking on additional clients, and that turned into event planning and
And how did you get your clients initially?
that first one was through my husband, but after that it was word of mouth, and I joined a networking group.
Okay.
So that networking group gave me a lot of referrals that turned into really good clients
Really?
and
So,
friends. Yeah.
so what networking group did you join?
BNI,
Okay. All right.
and I'm still part of that.
Because it's good to give those people exposure
Yes.
since they're part of your journey.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you started the practice and just keep sharing with us.
So that it began where I was beginning to help small business owners. How do they? Small business owners are so focused on getting through the day, making the bills. They're not able to. Their bandwidth is taking care of their business and working in their business.
Right.
And what I do is I help people take a break from those day-to-day things and learn how to work on their business and on their life. Their business shouldn't be their life.
Right.
So help them figure out how to blend, not balance.
Okay.
I always think of balancing as the scales and people running back and forth.
Right, right.
Oh, I got to put more into my life. I got to
right.
put more in my business.
Right.
Where what I do is I help people learn how to blend the two and take away the stress.
Right. Folks, she's been reading my books. I'm telling you, read my books. Or we're family or sisters and brothers from another mother or something, because you're reading my books. I got this stuff in my books.
Yeah. And
I love it.
It
I love
is.
it.
It is.
I love
So, and I think the key to what I provide to my clients is I take away stress. That's the number one thing I do for them.
Okay, that's good. Now let me stop you here.
Okay.
I'm knocking on your door. It's my first time meeting you because I heard about you. So what's the first step in connecting with? How does that work? Somebody comes here because they're looking for possibly some help.
Well, I first help them figure out what do they think they need.
And how do you do that?
I ask them what their goals are and what their dreams are, because a lot of times people think goals are small things,
Right, right.
and they forget about their dreams. And there's no limit or fence that says you can't have those dreams. So I help them walk through dreams and
Okay,
their
you're going to help me
goals.
walk through a dream, folks. We're going to
Okay.
put it on the spot right now, okay? So I just walked in your door.
I'd want to know a little bit more about you, how you started your business, and amongst all this, something I'm doing behind
Sure,
the scenes
sure.
is I'm trying to figure out why you do what you do.
What's your why?
That is the most important thing. If you don't know why you're doing what you're doing,
Right.
it can be a miserable experience. So I help people develop their why. Why do you do what you do? It brings them some peace because it gives them direction. Now they know they're doing what they want to do.
Right.
So that's that first piece.
Okay.
And then we discover, what are you good at in your business? Because as a small business owner, you're usually trying to do everything yourself. So which things are you not good at or that you don't like to do that are piling up on a desk somewhere?
She's trying to take over my show. This is all the stuff. I'm writing a new book right now.
Really?
This is all in my book.
Oh, I'll have to help you with that.
She's trying to take over the show. I think she wants to co-host Motivation with the Fitness King.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Melissa Newkirk and the Fitness King. Ron Henderson, the new Motivation.
That's right.
By the way, folks at home too, you're watching the first show. I have a totally new set and everything,
Yeah.
so you're going to be a part of that next journey in my life here.
Yeah.
And Melissa gets to share that journey
Yes,
today.
I'm glad.
Yes, so
Thank you
continue.
for that. So once people understand you don't have to do those things you don't like to do. That's when we start bringing in assistance. We start creating a plan. We start creating those dreams. I initially do the dreams, then the goals. Then we begin a process of strategic planning. How are we going to get from there? Because just having a dream or a goal, if you don't have a plan to get there, it's just a wish.
Exactly.
So then I begin that process of strategic planning and moving people forward.
Right. It's interesting, folks at home, because we're doing this interview, but it's like she's almost like keying in on me, because you just said a wish, and I was thinking, make a wish, count to 3. Can you see into your pure imagination? I was thinking of that song with that, because it's like people have all these dreams, but they're just imaginations.
They are.
Unless you know how to move to that next level.
Exactly.
And you help them do that.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So what's the next step?
After that, I usually just do a check-in. There's a lot. I also teach some workshops on leadership, and those are actually from the people that have gone through them. They're life-changing. They begin to see life in a different way. They begin to think differently. And I help the boot camps and the things that I do for leaders.
Boot camps, but what if they don't want to sweat?
Oh, they don't have to. They can come to you for that.
Maybe change the name for boot camp. People get intimidated.
Yeah.
The Fitness King said boot camp. Well, watch out.
I do leadership boot camps. So that it really helps them develop what I call a success mindset.
Right. And where do you do the boot camps? And is there like a size limit or something on how many people you do this for? How does that work?
It's usually, I'll do them for as small as 6.
Okay.
But up to about 20. After that, it loses some of the effectiveness.
Yes.
So I'll split them into 2 groups and do 2 separate boot camps.
Smart. A lot of people do. I mean, I've done workshops before, and people get too many people there. You can't give people enough attention to focus.
I think the key to what I do in those workshops is not just the work in the workshops. You do work. It's not. You're just not giving information like a seminar and you go home and put the book on the shelf. We make you go through the steps. We coach you right beside you. And then when the workshops are done, we put you into mastermind groups with those same people. So the things you've learned, you're able to use, and we expect, how did that new tool we gave you, how is that working? Is it a challenge for you? And then we work through that. So it's not a, here's the stuff and you're done. It's more we work through things with you.
Could you share like just 1 or 2 success stories that you've had with a client too? I'm sure you have many.
I love I talk about expect a miracle every day. You wake up in the morning, be excited. Expect a miracle. Expect something great to happen today. And I
love it. I scared her with that one. See? No, I like that, because I always say, be proactive. You got to think proactive.
Yes.
The word proactive, when you say the word proactive, trust me, and I'll share this with you, because when I lost the sight in my eye, I started feeling just a little weird, and I said, you know what? You got to snap out of this, because that can take you downward. And I always talk about going upward.
Yeah.
So I remember walking outside the parking lot here, and I said, I feel proactive. Yes. I feel proactive. And by the 6th time, I was like, yes, I feel proactive. People walked in, they said, you seem a little different. I said, because it doesn't matter that I can't see out of my right eye, because I can see out of my left eye.
Exactly.
And things have to go on, and so you're right about your attitude.
Yeah. And last week I taught a workshop, and I could see when I first teach it, people are always thinking, really? Does that work?
Sure.
But she, she's like, okay, so I got a text message yesterday actually, and she said, you're not going to believe this. I was thinking I was going to get gas at the gas pump, and it was a little cold out, and she said, I was thinking all the way there, it would be so nice if they had full service pumps where I didn't have to get out of my car. She said she just was dreading it. And when she pulled up, she reached over to get her credit card out of her wallet, and a woman knocked on her window and said that she was doing 12 random acts of kindness and would love to pump her gas that day. I was floored.
Interesting.
I mean, we tend to draw to us what we expect. So think good thoughts, be positive, and those things come your way. And you have to persevere. So
I like it. I like it. I like it. So give me another success story. Success.
I think most of them are all business related, where they begin the journey in their office where the employees aren't happy. The doctor is not happy, and everybody, there's contention. The patients feel it. The practice starts in a little bit of a downward trend. And I come in and be able to create an environment of joy. I mean, why not choose? If you have a choice every day, why not choose joy?
Oh yeah.
So,
and I think with your energy, a person would really have to want to be in the dumps to not be around you, not cheer up, to be honest.
there are those people.
People are really hating. I had somebody about a week ago. They had this experience, and that same week I had the same identical experience. So the lids are screwed up on this particular coffee shop. It won't go on the mocha, and it spilled all over the car. I thought, oh, yeah, look at my car. It's a mess, right? And I continued about my day. It didn't wreck my day. My friend, she said, you wouldn't believe what happens. They just screwed my day up. Now my whole day is a wreck. And I just listened to her. And then the other day she says, I wish I could think like you. And I said, you just have to work on that. You keep practicing, it gets better and better, because you decide how you're going to react for the things that are going on in your life, similar to what you're talking about.
That's right. It's up to you. I've seen people get terribly, just upset over something so small, and it does ruin their day, but it's their choice to let that happen.
Yes, I agree.
And it's just a habit to practice of when you get up in the morning, I'm going to have a great day. And it is. You seldom disappoint yourself.
Yeah, amen. I wake up every day and I get in the car and I start driving out of I live in Andover. I start driving out of our parking spaces there. And as I'm driving out, I say, Lord, thank you for today and thank you for waking me up. I say that every single morning.
Yeah.
And because I'm just, every day above ground is a good day.
It's
okay?
Right. Yeah.
And you have to think. So let me ask you this. What is the key thing that motivates you to keep pressing upward for you? What is it that motivates you, stimulates you to, what is it that drives you?
I know it's a weird thing to say, but I really love people. I can meet somebody and see all the good in them. And, we all have gifts. And I think that is my gift. I'm able to see people for all their potential, even when they don't. So I can give them that. By working with them, I can remind them of all the good that's in them, all the gifts, all the things they have to offer their clients and customers.
She's been reading my book. I'm telling you, reading my book. Okay.
I'll have to do that.
So let me ask you a question. So little Melissa, when you were younger, when you were like 14, 16, 17 years of age, were you that positive then?
In high school, my nickname was Sunshine.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
As my Chinese people would say, Jendama, really? Omoshoroi in Japanese, no.
Oh,
really?
you got some language there.
I try.
Yeah, I just, it's always, and I think it goes back to my grandmother, who was she'd sing around the house. Everything she saw, oh my gosh, isn't that lovely? She just had such a positive outlook, and I knew I could choose that.
So your mother, was she a good singer?
No.
No, okay. Can you sing?
No, I'm a backup singer.
Okay.
If I sing, everybody backs up.
Okay, all right. Okay. I was going to say, sing your number. While we are talking, do you mind sharing your number and how people can actually get a hold of you as well?
Sure. My phone number is 763-498-3320.
Okay. Do you have a website as well?
I do. It's melissanewkirk.com.
Okay, like Captain Kirk, Newkirk?
Yes,
okay.
Newkirk.
It's easy to remember. Think of Star Trek, okay?
Yes.
Newkirk, okay. It's probably one of your favorite shows too in the old days. Maybe? Maybe not?
Yeah, I'm kind of nerdy like that. Star Wars, Yes.
Okay.
Love all those things.
So what do you do for fun when you're not coaching people and with your business as a consultant and doing all these workshops? And I know you speak too as well.
Yeah.
But what do you do for fun? Then talk about what you do when you're speaking as well, how that works.
What I do for fun is I love the water. So paddleboard, kayak, boat, raft. As long as I'm on the water, that's why we live near Lake Minnetonka. I can see water out my back door. I have to be on the water.
You know, folks, I'm waiting for the barbecue invite. Because the Fitness King loves people and I love water
Yes,
too.
exactly.
Yes, I do.
So that is what I love to do best. When I'm speaking, I am not a scripted person. I can write a script. I can write the best script ever, but can I follow it? Not so much.
Well, I'm going to give you something easy to follow.
Okay.
This is pretty easy to follow.
Okay.
All right. I love people better than you.
I love people better than you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
I do too. I love that because, you know, I love people, and motivation is, I don't make a cent really from motivation. I do it to encourage other people, to empower other people, because there's so much out there. And I will say this, I do have like WGN Radio, they've kind of taken me under their umbrella, so to speak, so they constantly have me on there because they believe in what I do.
Right.
And so I try to do the same thing with motivation, is bring great guests on. You're very inspiring.
Thank you.
And I asked about your website, but I went and saw your website, you know, and you got it together. I'm like, I need to work with this lady or something. But we share a lot of commonalities, and I love the fact that you care about people, and it shows.
Yes.
Yeah, life isn't about what you can get, it's really about what you can give, and as you give, you eventually get.
That's my reward. That's my reward.
It's so important, yes. And as we're talking, I'm going to share this even with my audience, because a lot of people, and I'm not putting people down for this because everybody's at a different state of mind. I found out I have prostate cancer about a week ago, and I'm sharing this with you because, see, when people ask me about this, oh my God, you got prostate cancer. I say, yeah, it's a level 2. Level 2 means it's a low grade, so you have to do something. You need surgery, or you do radiation, or you do what they call ultrasound. There's different things that they can do. I'm going to go with radiation, but I'm sharing it with you because here's the deal. It doesn't matter what you have. These things happen in life, and it's how you look at it. And so my attitude was just, okay, what do I decide to do? Do I do radiation? It wasn't never, oh, I got cancer. Oh my God, I got cancer. Now, the other day I told my wife, I said, will you go to the store for me? She said, I don't feel like it. I said, well, come on, I got cancer. See, that's how I have fun with it. But she knew I was having fun with it. She laughed, see? So folks at home, even if you got cancer, even if it's something that's even more severe than that, honestly, it's a lot easier to get through things in life when you think positive. When I say look upward, think positive, don't think downward. Always lift yourself up. It gives you power, it gives you authority.
Right.
See, and even when I went in for the biopsy, they did a prostate biopsy on me, and I hate needles. So years ago, I would have been sweating just from the needle in the arm.
Yeah.
They put this needle in the places that you don't want to put the needle in. And I never got off the table sweating at all, because I had a positive attitude about all this stuff. It makes a difference.
You knew,
and then when you keep yourself in the best shape that you can, all those things up mentally, spiritually, and physically.
Yes.
All right. In closing, what's one thing you could say in the next 30 seconds that might help a viewer out there that maybe thought about even getting a hold of a coach like you or a consultant? What would you say to them?
I'd say 2 things, actually. It would be surround yourself with people who lift you up, and choose joy every day. Choose joy.
Right. Sounds good. I like it. Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
So we're in agreement this time. Folks, you've been watching Motivation with the lovely and Miss Talented Melissa Newkirk. She's a coach and a consultant. All right, got the information on the screen. And all that you do is stay fit, stay blessed. And we're going to see you next time on Motivation. Good job. Thank you. You did a wonderful job. The things that I talk about, I live every single day of my life. I don't believe in bad days. All of that stuff goes with it. Haven't had a bad day in probably 30 years.
Doesn't matter how much money you have, it's how much health you have. The healthier you are, the more you can do, the longer you can do the things that you want to do. You say you can't do it? You say you're too old? I say you can. You are never too old to improve the quality of your life.
You come home not walking in the house like this. Hello, honey. Hello. How's the day? Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to get along, because you don't have any energy. But when you take care of yourself, you walk in the house with that energy,
Lucy, I'm home! That's the one thing that you cannot buy is good health. You have to earn it. Live life with passion, and remember, stay fit, stay positive. Thank you for your time. Give yourself a round of applause for being here. Honestly. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm the Fitness King, and I'm coming to get you for winning workouts.
To book Ron Henderson for your next event, call 612-386-8178 or send an email to ron@fitnessking.com. That's ron@fitnessking.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Wilbanks with Ambassadors for Business. Today I'm here to talk about F words. And know that it's not the F words that you're thinking. It starts with building a foundation that's on the rock. And I think in order to do that, you need to be in the Word of God every single day. You've got to have that quiet time with our Lord and Savior. And then the second leg in that stool is small groups. Getting into a small group that you can be authentic with and get that encouragement and accountability that you need to keep grabbing for that next rung on your spiritual growth ladder. And then third leg of that stool is being involved in a local church. That gives you a solid foundation that you can build upon, that helps you find that focus in your life and connect with your purpose, your call, your passion. And once you find that, now you need to develop a filter for making your decisions based on all that. For me, my faith comes first, then my family. Those are number one and number two. After that, depending on the season of life, the time of day, the F words down underneath there get all mixed up and jumbled up. It could be my finances, it could be my fitness, it could be my food, it could be fun, it could be friends. They all get jumbled up. So a lot of times what happens is I'll end up putting those first in my life and things start happening wrong. And that's when you need that framework adjustment. That's the last F in the F words, where it's just that reminder to get back to your foundation, find that focus, and get back on track with your filter.